My name is Troy Burgess. I play the role of Dennis Dupree, the bar owner, and we're here in Las Vegas at the Venetian. Probably surprise you, I've been a dancer my whole life. So I worked a lot with Michael Jackson and on tour with Whitney Houston and Cher and Paula Abdul, all that stuff. It's, you know, especially through the '80s, heavy into that. And how I just came to Vegas was my wife is Cuban, and we met. I was on vacation with my mother in Aruba, divorced with a 1-year-old, and 4 days into the trip, I meet, you know, my soulmate of my life, who, you know, saved me literally. As soon as she gets into the U.S., a year and a half later, we get married. 6 months after that, she books Fantasy at the Luxor, and she's an amazing talent. You know, she's 5'10", she's crazy, beautiful, and awesome, and that got us into Vegas. I was on the road playing Johnny Cash in a show called Ring of Fire, and when that ended, towards the end of that, Chris Dorenzo, the writer, is married to a dancer, Becca, a friend of mine. We saw each other at a party, started talking, you know, and I've got my Johnny Cash slick on and my skinny on and everything, and this is, you know, Rock of Ages is going to go to Vegas. I'm like, really? A year later, it comes up, and I say, dude, what do I have to do? Because I need to get into this show, period. I mean, what? Just tell me. He goes, you better put on some weight. I'm like, really? I can do that. When do you ever hear that? Never. I mean, as a dancer, come on, I've been working at between 165 and 175 my whole life, and now I'm 196, 198, whatever. I was just about ready to go to Cuba on vacation with my wife to see her family. I was eating avocados and I was packing it on with grandma's cooking, and that's how I got this lovely little bump here. It's all PBR and fried chicken.
Tell me about how you get into him, other than physically and, you know, getting into that role.
It's pretty easy. It's frightfully easy. You know, Dennis was an old rocker. You know, I did that, singing in a hard rock band in Japan and Tokyo for a year. And the funny thing is, the way I looked in that band is the way I look in the show. I got the same facial hair, long hair, everything. Of course, my wig is is thicker and curlier, but you know. But Dennis, and now at this point, I love the responsibility of taking care of people and taking care of, you know, tradition and institution. You know, there's one line, you know, the bourbon is an institution, and yeah, and I'm doing what I can to keep this alive and keep the family together, and provide a venue and a space for artists to do their thing, and, you know, a real kind of family camaraderie thing, and taking care of and being the dad or being the brother, or, you know, I enjoy that a lot. It certainly doesn't feel like a tour, it never has. You know, it may for some of the kids from New York and LA and other places. I was 20 years in and out of LA, and I bought a house here 3 years ago, so, you know, it feels like this is the spot. It's different from Broadway, of course. Broadway has this, the theater crowd is more reserved, though the show in New York, of course, is still hooping and hollering and screaming and having a good time. You know, to speak on the, you know, on the vibe of the show, really, one of the things I really like most about Rock of Ages is that, and I came up with this line, it's not rocket science, it's Rock of Ages. And to me that means you don't have to be a theater person to thoroughly enjoy it. And this show will attract people who would normally never go to the theater, never see a musical, never come to a book show, but we can attract them in and introduce them to that world. So they may try to see other shows because of that. You know, like I took a chance, I went in, and I certainly I love it for that. The vibe of the cast, and I think we're all thrilled to death. You know, I know me personally, I couldn't be happier. You know, right now, I look at this job for me at 47, and to have had the career that I've had, the great things, the bad things, the ups and the downs, and the everything. I think of this job as kind of an award for a career well managed or well done, and a career that I'm really proud of. I'm very old school with work ethics and things, and I like to, as far as relating that to being dentist, I like to be a role model. I know Bob certainly does too. You know, we're the old guys, and I love working with Bob Torrey. I'm a big fan. I first met him when I was doing Starlight Express in '87, and we were playing greaseball at the same time, and to have him in this production and to be on the same stage and then to work with him and do scenes with him, I'm like, it couldn't, look, I got a little chill bumps, Bob, look at that. But it couldn't be better for me. You know, I have other special relationships with certain cast members in the show that have really blossomed and are dynamic and powerful and trusting and loving, and I literally I could not be happier right now.
What's your favorite moment in the show?
I think my favorite moment in the show is, I've always been a heart on my sleeve guy. You know, that's me, for better for worse, always. So in Can't Fight This Feeling with Dennis and Lonnie, you know, professing their love for each other, whatever form you think that is. I like that a lot because it gives you a chance to expose what you can tell is already there. You know, the relationship, these guys just love each other. You know, you love a friend so much, he's your blood brother, and to be able to have a moment where you can actually let that out and expose that for a moment, I think is a special moment, and it's a favorite moment for me because that's personally how I am.